Kenya values very, very significantly the relationship that we have with the United States of America. It's a relationship that goes back to pre-independence. We got our independence back in 1963, and the relationship has been a very warm, a very cordial, very mutually beneficial relationship. But it dates even to before our independence in 1963. There was a time in the late 50s and the early 60s when there was a large number of Kenyans who came to the United States. We refer to it in Kenya as the airlift. It was facilitated by a very prominent Kenyan leader by the name of Tom Mboya. He worked very closely with American leaders. J.F. Kennedy was one of those such leaders who made it possible for a significant number of Kenyans to come to study in preparation for Kenya's independence. And among the 700 plus or so Kenyans that came was, as people now know, the father of now President of the United States, President Barack Obama. He came here together with many other Kenyans, courtesy of the goodwill of Americans, American citizens, and also the American government, who saw it fit to provide an opportunity for Kenyans to come and get an education so that by the time we were getting our independence, we would have a critical mass of people, as it were, who could take on the reins of leadership and lead Kenya in its early days of independence. Since 1963, again with President Kennedy, with the arrival of a significant number of American volunteers in the name of the Peace Corps, we've had this relationship with the United States. It has gone beyond that, such that we today have some big and very well-known American companies doing business and have been doing business for many, many years in Kenya. It's a relationship that we value. The government-to-government relationship has been extremely healthy over the years, continues to grow, and I certainly hope that during my time as ambassador in the United States, I feel very privileged and very honored to be Kenya's ambassador in the United States and at this particular time and point. And my prayer and my hope and my wish is that the relationship between Kenya and the United States will be better than it has ever been. The two countries have a lot to learn and benefit from each other. I would like to see more American investment come to Kenya. Kenya is a very important country in the region. We are the focal point really for investment within the East and Southern Africa region. We have a very vibrant private sector and a very vibrant economy. We are part of a regional bloc called the East African Community, so an investment in Kenya is not just an investment in a community and a market that has 40 million people, but the larger East African community has 150 million people. I would like to see an increase, a very significant increase in trade and commerce and business between Kenya and the United States. We have a lot to offer. We produce some of the world's finest coffee. We are the world's leading producer of black tea. We are the world's leading producer of cut flowers. We produce some of the finest vegetables and fruits in Kenya. So there are numerous opportunities for investments in Kenya in a wide range of sectors. Energy is one of them, the service sector, finance, ICT, manufacturing, retail and wholesale. So there's a very wide range of opportunities for investments. Joint ventures, we have Kenyan businessmen and businesswomen who have done well over the years, with whom, if an American business person was to partner, the possibilities in terms of managing and running a profitable business are significant. We have some very generous tax policies for foreign investors. We are growing, we're developing and growing an export processing zone, which will enable people tax holidays for up to 10 years, very, very generous, much more than you will get anywhere else in the world. We are a hub in the region. Within 3 hours of arriving in Nairobi, you can get to most of the capitals on the continent, and the continent, of course, is becoming increasingly important. In the next 10 years, I would suggest that it will be the continent where everybody will be going to, because we have valuable commodities and products and produce that the world needs for this world economy to grow. I would like to see more Americans come to visit and see the beautiful country that Kenya is. This is a country where you can see snow on the top of Mount Kenya, you can see the savanna plains, you can see tropical forests, and you can see completely white beaches all in one. This is the place where you can see what is referred to in the world as the big five wildlife: the lion, the leopard, the rhino, the elephant, and the buffalo, all within one park. Nowhere else in the world can you see that, you know, those five that I've just mentioned as an example. We are ready for business. We are ready for tourists. We only see about 100,000 Americans visiting us in a year. We would like to see much more. I would like to, in the next 2 years, see that number double. I would like to see young Americans coming to Kenya. We'd like to reach out to young Americans to come, those who are in college. I've been meeting and talking to people in colleges. I've visited a number of universities in the United States. There's a lot that we can do between institutions of higher learning in the United States and in Kenya. I'm particularly keen to see young Americans come to Kenya, get an appreciation of the wealth, the riches that we have in terms of culture and tradition, get to learn about a different way of life, get to appreciate what it is that Kenya has to offer on the side of sports. Kenya, as you know, has the best middle and long distance runners. On any given day, if there's a marathon anywhere in the world, there's a good possibility that a Kenyan is going to be winning it. I'd like to encourage American athletes to work with us, come visit Kenya, train with some of our runners. We're going to be working very hard to bring some of our athletes, the finest in the world, to come and work and run and train with American college students, for example. My hope and prayer is that the relationship that we've had over the years between Kenya and the United States will grow. We have a very significant number of Kenyan students in this country, probably the highest at the moment. Every year, between 7,000 and 10,000 Kenyan students come to go to school here. We have a very significant diaspora that is in this country. They're a valuable constituency for us. We want to encourage them to get involved with Americans, to be part and parcel of what this society has to offer, take advantage of what this society has to offer, but also to give of their best to this particular society that has been generous in receiving and accepting them and accommodating them, and encourage Americans to come and see their country. We want to encourage Americans who are here, those who have a vote, Kenyans who are here, who have a vote in this country, to work closely with their representatives, congressmen, congresswomen, senators, to ensure that, again, in Congress, we have policies that are favorable and supportive of Kenya's development agenda and initiatives.